it's trying to rain, and I just want to get this filmed before it rains. So we come out here and we're going to film this anyway. This is just going to be an update of what we've been doing and what we got going on. Yep, it is. So, what do you have going on, Corie? I've had a lot of stuff going on as usual. Today I have been canning. So Austin is in Dallas. I just like saying that. It's funny.
Dallas packed her suitcase.
Yes, he is in Texas and he has been since Wednesday. This is Saturday that we're filming this. He's there for work, so I've got to be here all week with everyone, which is nice. It kind of is like old times, and I've enjoyed that. But of course I really miss Austin too. But that has been nice getting to be here with everyone. So we have been canning this weekend. We've got 21 quarts of green beans. So I got a bushel of beans. I don't have a place yet to grow them at me and Austin. We're growing other stuff but not the beans. And we got those canned. They're still in the pressure canner right now. And I bought a bunch of peaches, and they're kind of hard and they're not ripe yet. So, but I want to can the peaches and then make jelly out of the skins. The peach skin, so I'm gonna have to do that pretty soon. I don't know if I really get to do that tomorrow, or it might be into mid next week until the peaches are ripe enough to do that. Helped mom and dad today in their garden, which is nice. What else? Well, one new thing that's pretty cool is we're actually filming on a new iPhone that I got. I think that it is a much nicer iPhone, so I hope that this will make the video quality and the audio quality better. I want to kind of look up and learn some more about filming with this phone, this newer iPhone in particular, and see if I can learn any more about it. We're still trying to research and find a mic. It's so difficult trying to figure out a mic situation for an iPhone. I just read a comment today that said we should get the wireless Rode mics, and I've read a lot about those and I've seen them. I'm just not sure. There's so many different types of mics. There's like a lapel mic and wireless mics, and there's ones that plug straight into the phone, which I like the idea of that, but you can't film with a case. Most of them they go straight into like the charging port or lightning port or whatever they call it, and it butts right up against the phone, and you can't have a case with it. So I feel really conflicted about that. I don't want to film with a nice new phone with no case on it, because I know I'm going to drop it. So comment below if you really have a really good mic that you can recommend. There's a mic system that we're looking at. It's a wireless mic system, but it's pretty expensive.
Mucho dinero.
So, I don't know. We're still trying to work on that and figure it out. We're always wanting to make sure that we're filming great videos for you guys, and if there's any way to upgrade that, we're all about it. What else? Trying to think. Olive is taking lots of my socks lately, as usual. Been pretty bad. Last night we were all in the living room, which, like Corie said, it's so fun that we're all together. There's been quite a few times since Corie and Austin got married that Corie's been here for the weekend, but it seems like every time she's here, I'm not here. I'm gone. I'm either at Mick's house or I'm somewhere doing something. And so everything's great. Everybody's showered. We're actually sitting in the living room. What were we watching? Matlock, I think. We have been watching Matlock, and when we're not watching that, it's either King of the Hill or Walker, Texas Ranger. And Nick's dad, Scott, got me watching that. So Pam, if you see this, or Scott, you see it, thanks for getting me hooked on Walker, Texas Ranger. It really is fun. But so we're sitting there, everything's great, and here comes Olive, and she just, I don't know what got into her, but she started the zoomies, and when she does the zoomies inside, truth be told, it's somewhat dangerous. And she just kind of like, it's like, the best way to put it, it's like when you put a swim cap on, because it gives you better aerodynamics in the water. It's like there's a whole swim cap on this dog, and she like tucks her ears back, like tucks her body in somehow, and then it's just maniac. Bouncing off the couch, just biting, fighting Corie, just total attack mode. Like, somewhat scary. So, I mean, she's not going to hurt you, so we had to put her in the crate, but she just gets rambunctious. She's not a bad dog. She's a good dog. She's super sweet and she's smart. She gets rambunctious because she's still a puppy. She's like 10 months. She'll be a year in October. And we make her mind. I mean, she does pretty good. She's a good dog. We love her. We love her. She's very willful, and sometimes, even if you spank her, which we don't spank her hard, but even if you spank her, sometimes that just does not deter her.
In fact, it only incites her to continue to whatever behavior she's doing.
Yeah, a lot of the times it does. Some other things I can think of that I've been doing as for an update is, of course, making soap. But I ordered some more or different essential oils that are more fall scented. So like nutmeg, clove, fir needle. So I've been trying to make some fall edition soap. And since it has to set 4 weeks, there's that kind of long gap time there. And I'm trying to plan well enough to where I can have it ready for fall. And then I'll do that for Christmas too. I've been crocheting some pumpkins, trying to get those ready to list. So I'll probably list those end of this month, beginning of September.
Yeah, and for me, I'm kind of doing the same thing. Here comes our son. Speaking of pumpkins, several years ago, a few years ago, I started making pumpkins, like earrings, necklaces, and like making little stones for their eyes and stuff like that. So I've made one. Actually, I made a pair of earrings for somebody, and then I've made one necklace that it's currently in my Etsy shop. But I love the pumpkins, so I'll make all kinds of Halloween, fall themed stuff. I still want to make more spinners. That's another update for me. I made that one and lost it. I mean, it didn't take much, and I was fishing and it was gone. Where we were at was a delayed harvest section, so I could fish with a treble hook, and it had a treble hook on it, and that's great, but I think that's probably one of the reasons why it got hung up. It was just a bigger treble hook. It's probably like a size 6 or something, which the fish that we were fishing for were somewhat small in that particular creek. I want to make more spinners. I know some people messaged me and were like, we want to buy a spinner that you made. So I want to make some, but right now is just a bad time to fish. I mean, it's the middle of the summer, the water's hot, fish are just kind of uncomfortable. But as soon as better fishing weather comes along, I'll feel like I can test some of the other stuff I've made. And maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll just like sell some spinners. Still working on my truck. Got to fix that transmission leak. There's nothing wrong with the transmission, it's just a seal, and if it's the rear seal, I'm in luck. I mean, that's not that bad to get to, but if it's somewhere down in it, by the time you pay the labor to fix that, you might as well replace the transmission while you're in there, and I ain't ready to do that. So I'm going to buy some of that reconditioning stuff you can put in there to recondition the seal in it. A banana come out of nowhere. It was Dad. A banana peel. That'd be fun. Let's see. There's a little bit of banana left in it. Who dares me to eat it? Want to eat it?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it. Oh, joke's on you. You left me a snack. You didn't eat all the banana. Here you go.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Free flying snacks.
Yeah.
Flying fruit. So, I'm going to get that fixed. Still messing around with this 4Runner. I thought about buying a used car. Almost had myself talked into this Saturday going to look at it. Really was not. I mean, it was a good looking car. It was a 2013 Camry. Actually, it was a Corolla. But to be honest, to me, there isn't a whole lot of difference in them. Nick has a Camry, and I really like it. But I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to try for round 2 with this 4Runner. So my update is more jewelry, more spinners, more rocks, and still limping along these 2 vehicles that I have. So that's pretty much. Oh, and as far as Nick, I mean, I don't know what his updates are. Well, he's working on his house. He's almost got his house done. So sooner or later, he will have it finished, and he says that he's ready for it to be fishing weather. That's Nick. That's what Nick wants, is for it to be a little bit cooler, so the fishing is better. Speaking of vehicles, about how long would you say? Maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I actually had a little issue. I sideswiped someone, and it really was not that big of a deal. I mean, I barely touched them. So mad at myself. Still mad at myself if I think about it. It dented my car. Not bad, but it definitely did dent the front. I guess it's the front right fender. And it's just a tiny bit. I mean, I barely touched these people, and it was totally my fault. I did not look before I changed lanes. It was in a spot in downtown where the lanes are really tight, and it's like this in a lot of places, like in the downtown area, when the cars are parked right on the street. If there's 2 lanes, a lot of the times you almost can't fit 2 cars, but without hitting like the back end of the cars that are parked. And I just was not watching what I was doing, and I sideswiped them, and I felt terrible. I did not even know what to do. For a second, I was just totally stunned, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I have to pull over and talk to these people. So I pulled over, and they come back, and oh my gosh, bless their heart, it was some really young people, much younger than me. And of course I said, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for whatever damage, but there was none. There was no damage to the vehicle. It was
hardly anything there except a little bit of red paint that I
mean,
left.
and you settled personally outside of everything. I mean,
yeah, which was good. And I
no
told them,
insurance
claims.
claims.
I said I will pay anything. I'll do anything. Here's my number. The cops did come. They did. It's funny. One of the young kids. Well, they're not kids, but young people. Their dad is a state trooper, so they called immediately, and which is good. I mean, I understand just to have it reported and all that stuff, but it was nice. I texted them later because we swapped information, and they were like, "Don't even worry about it. There's really no damage at all." And I really appreciated that because I just felt so bad. And me and Austin actually live on a road where there's a body shop, like
right next to your house,
like a quarter mile right next to the house.
Not even by that much.
No, so that day I drove up there. He's really nice, and talked to him, and so I don't really know if we'll get it fixed or not just yet, because it doesn't like hit the tire or anything. I mean, it doesn't keep you from driving the car. It's really
incredibly
so minor.
minimal.
Right. So I don't know. It's kind of the principle is just the car's from 2010. I mean, it's already 12 years old. Do I want to put a lot of money in fixing one that's already that old, and
Probably
if it
not.
doesn't even look that bad, or keep it from driving?
Which is funny I say that because one of my vehicles is 23 going on 24 years old. One's 35 going on 36 years old. So,
but I just was so mad at myself. But it's just a lesson. It's a lesson to learn that I have to not be, skybugging, as we call it, not paying attention. I got to look before I go.
I mean,
it was an accident.
It was an accident. And to be this age, to be 26, almost 26 years old, and had never had an issue, I think that's really good. And it was a small accident, and even the most cautious, the best driver out there, it's still, we're all human. And so it's, accidents happen, and you just kind of have to learn from it and then move forward and not spend a whole lot of time beating yourself up. I've had a lot of close calls. I've never had a ticket or never been in a wreck or anything. I have had 2 people rear end me. One time I had somebody in takeout line rear end me, and it was really weird. That was last year, probably not far from this time last year. I was in line and waiting my turn to pull up and tell them what I was going to get, and which I'm so picky, I don't eat fast food. It wasn't for me, it was for a friend. And I had my foot on the brake, and I was turned around, leaned backwards, real awkward, trying to reach something in the back seat, and I felt my car push forward, and I thought, oh my gosh, did my foot slip off the brake? Because it was in drive. I'm like, no, that's not possible. That's really weird, and I didn't do anything about it, and I just put it in park, and here comes somebody. I look in my rearview mirror, and this old woman come up and said, I hit your car. I said, well, okay, and I got out and looked, and I was like, are you sure? I mean, because I didn't see anything. Of course, the 4Runner has that reese hitch on it, so not a problem. Years ago when we were little, at the red light, Daddy was driving. I mean, this was years ago. Somebody hit our car, and they hit it hard, and it tore their bumper off. Their front bumper. I mean, it tore it off. They hit that reese hitch, and old 4Runner was safe.
Oh, yeah. So accidents happen. One other cool thing Mom and I done just this week is we made a tincture out of nasturtium leaves, because it's supposed to be a really good...
When did you do that? How did I miss out on that?
Oh, just a leaf. It's okay.
Leaf. I'm going to tell you something right now. I heard a buzzing, and all I could think of was the size of what that leaf felt like was a Japanese hornet. I'm like, that's a big bee, and it landed, and it's going to go after my pretty headband.
Bless your heart. Maybe that was last weekend, I guess, that we did that. But we made a tincture out of nasturtium leaves because it's supposed to be a really good natural antibiotic. So that is really exciting. And then also I got to go and visit with a friend and harvest some herbs with her and learn how to do that, learn more about it. And so we went, me and Mom, and then I went by myself just in the last week or so, just down the road here, and harvested some mountain mint. And it is beautiful at this time of year. It's real silvery. If you see it, it sticks out on the side of the road. So I've been harvesting herbs like that and some of my own and just drying those. I even got some of what's left of the lemon balm here to just dry. So I've been doing that, been enjoying just learning more, and I want to learn more about all of that stuff, not just canning, but herbs and how to harvest them and when and where and what preparations are best for them. And I'm just interested in kind of all that stuff. So I've been doing that, and that's been fun. I did have an idea that I think would be funny for 2021. We did just a big video of just bloopers. And I want to do that again for 2022, but now that we have Olive and we do the short videos of her talking because she's so sassy and she talks all the time. She talks like
non-stop.
at least once a day, every day, usually multiple times a day. And I want to make a video of just her talking. Like, but at the end of the year, I just want to have like 10 minutes of her just non-stop talking. I think that would be.
You'll have lots of it. Did you
really
post
funny.
the video where she kicks that thing?
Yeah.
That's my favorite, where she just gets up and goes,
Yeah,
she has so much personality.
she does. She's really sweet. She does definitely have a ton of personality. Did not know that when we got her, because you just never know whether you get a puppy.
Sure you don't.
Whether you breed dogs and you get the puppy when it's just itty bitty, or you get it from a shelter. She was 3 months, so she was still pretty young, but you just never know. What else is an update? Oh, we're playing some new tunes. We're learning some new songs, which is fun. We're going to get to play tunes with Paul tomorrow on Sunday, and we're hoping that maybe we can film some of those. What
We
else?
stay busy around here.
Yeah, we stay. I was telling Katie earlier, it's like I'm so tired and I just want to rest. But if I spent my day resting, then I would have said, oh my gosh, I got nothing done. Which sometimes I try to overdo it and I have to watch myself. But the summer is always kind of a busy time because of being outside, the garden, canning, putting up food, herbs, whatever. And then the winter is kind of the more time to rest and chill where the days are shorter.
That's true. I mean, like, I feel like all I do is work, and that's true because all I do is work. But I also think it's this age, when you are younger or at this age, you're trying to build a life for yourself and build a home and kind of build a foundation.
Establish yourself.
Yeah, so I think that establishment process involves, I don't know, more work, more setup time, more things like that. So I've definitely been working my share of long hours.
Yeah, I know what
But
you
I love
mean.
to work, and I don't know what else I would do, so I just keep working.
I know. One other thing I forgot that I wanted to mention is Mom and I are making water kefir. Kefir, it comes from, I think it can come from definitely cows, sheep, goats, and I don't really understand it all, so you're probably going to have to look this up, but we got kefir grains, and you can get them. I was only familiar with milk kefir, some kind of dairy kefir. I didn't know that you could make water kefir. But you can buy the grains and you just kind of hydrate them and start them yourself. It's almost in one way, I guess, like sourdough bread starters, that kind of stuff that you feed it, you get it going, and then you have to keep it alive to keep making whatever you're going to make with it, in our case, water kefir. But I am really excited about that. So today we strained off kind of the first water off of the grains, and we added some blueberries, and we're going to see how that goes. I didn't even know that water kefir was a thing. I knew about milk kefir, but my friend that I just mentioned a minute ago that I got to go and harvest herbs with her, she introduced us to water kefir.
She's like literally the coolest person ever.
Yeah, we love her and her family. They're really special to us, but she introduced us to water kefir, and it's not like kombucha. At first, well, let me put it this way. Maybe it is a little bit, but it's not as strong as that. When I first drank it, I thought this is a little bit like kombucha, but usually I don't like kombucha. It's way too strong. This was not, but it had a fizz. It actually had a kick, like a little bit of carbonation like soda, but it tasted really good. Like it had just a tiny bit of that fermentation taste, but mostly you just tasted, I think she had put blueberry and limes in hers. And it was so good. And then I actually went back after that and had some that she had made that was pineapple and strawberry, and you can't believe how good this is, and it's really good for you. So me and Mom are super excited about learning how to do that and just trying to keep it going, because on and off throughout the years I'll get a probiotic and take one every day. And I try to eat fermented foods. Mom and Dad, and I would even say you, eat fermented foods more than I do. Sometimes I just am not crazy about the wangy kind of taste. Sometimes I like it, but in this drink form, it's really good.
I love pickled food.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, I don't know if this is going to work out, but if it does, I really would like to take a video. So where Nick lives, he's very close to like a lot of things, like the Pisgah National Forest, other parts of like National Forest Service, stuff like that. He lives in Haywood County, and so out there I feel like the mountains are bigger, but there's an incredible large percentage of county that is like Forest Service land and National Forest, all that stuff. I don't exactly know how that works or if that's the same thing or whatever, but anyway, there's a place that they go to called Middle Prong, and there's also a Right Prong, and I guess you would probably call left prong. It's referring to sections of the river, I guess, like the left prong of the river, the middle section, blah, 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 blah. So that's how that makes sense. And anyway, that's where they deer hunt every year and turkey hunt. And it's, oh my gosh, Nick took me up there one time. And it, not all the way up there, but just to a little section. And it was really beautiful. And we've done some fishing there. But anyway, they went up there today to look at some stuff. And apparently there's a ton of wild blueberry bushes in this undisclosed location. I have no idea how you get to it, but apparently it's quite a hike in there, you know, maybe like an hour or so walk. So I'm hoping, he looked at them today and he said that they looked great, but they just weren't quite ready yet. So maybe they would need another week or two. So what I would like to do is, maybe if I can time it when I'm out there, it would be awesome to film that, to go in there and get those blueberries.
We make some jelly. Me and Mom made blueberry jelly today, and Mom actually has made 2 blueberry gluten-free pies for us. She had the gluten-free pie crust in the freezer, and she's like, what are we going to do with all these blueberries? Go down and get those and we'll make some pies.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I mean, I'd really like to see that. It's a much higher elevation, so there's spruce trees up there. It's very beautiful, and I think that everybody would appreciate seeing that, because even while that's only 2 hours from here, that part of the woods looks like a different place, like you wouldn't think that it was here.
Higher, so
yeah, so that's cool. I mean, I'm hoping that will work out, but I'd also like to make another fishing video. But me and Nick have been fishing, of course, since that last video, but we not really caught much, so of course we haven't made any videos about it. But
well, you think that's all we can think of?
yeah, I can't think of anything else. I mean, other than I'm just still kicking over here. So
yeah,
an update is I'm still hanging in there.
Oh yeah, Mom has got some hamburgers for us and some fresh corn and these blueberry pies, so we don't want to miss that. We want to get in there.
I'm hungry.
And we've got my beans canning now, but then we picked all of their beans today, so we're going to be breaking beans tonight, and we'll get those canned tomorrow. And we did find Matlock. We've mentioned recently a couple times that we've been watching Matlock. So Mom and Dad finally got fiber optic internet here, and we have the Roku streaming at Mom and Dad's, and me and Austin have that, and as a part of that, it has the channel thing called Pluto TV, and which is cool because it's got all kinds of stuff, and it's more of like a live streaming like regular TV, but just that channel. And we found Matlock on there, and it just goes constantly. So we've been watching Matlock, and then me and Austin found it, and we've been watching it. So we'll probably be breaking beans and watching Matlock. I love that. I love Diagnosis Murder too.
Matlock, Diagnosis Murder, all those. Walker, Texas Ranger, which Walker, Texas Ranger was the 90s. Some of that was.
Yeah. I like those shows.
Yeah, I like that too. So I look forward to kind of just being together. It's fun. I mean, we're just hardly ever all together anymore. So
yeah, and we still see each other a lot, but it's just not the same.
Yeah,
which is good. I love Austin. I love being married. I'm not complaining, but it's just different.
Yeah.
So it's fun when we're all here together.
It is fun, and
with all of the land shark.
That's it. We probably do see each other every day, but as far as like actually quality time to just sit and be together and talk and all that kind of stuff, there's really not a lot of that, because when you're here, you're doing your thing and I'm working. I mean, so
yeah.
So all right then, I guess we'll sayonara to go get something to eat. I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, but thank you for watching and supporting the channel. It really means a lot to us. Subscribe, hit the like button, support us, and if you like seeing us and you're not sick of seeing us, we try to put out 3 videos a week and try to stay consistent. And
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay then, we gotta go. So God bless you. God keep you. God watch you. God hear you. God smell you. So take a bath. Change your shoes, and most importantly, God is within you. So remember that. And we'll catch you at the next one.